Hello world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to codingscientist.com. We are on a special series working on Raspberry Pico using MicroPython and different other aspects of the entire series. You will see that one by one. I hope you are ready with your Pico, and I hope you are ready with your Thonny IDE, which I showed you configured and set up. All right. So in this particular lesson, I will show you how to use Thonny Shell command, or you can call it as a terminal command, like similar to Linux terminal commands, to run some of the simple Python code, I would say MicroPython code, on your Pico. That means the code which we are going to execute, it's not going to run on your Windows machine, it's going to run on your Pico, on your Raspberry Pi Pico. I hope you guys are hooked up. I am connected already to my Windows laptop through which I am recording this video, and also I plugged in my Pico into a breadboard so that it's easy for the future lessons and get going. Alright, make sure that for this lesson you are connected to your Pico board, or else you may not be able to execute the code and you may not be able to learn. Alright guys, so the Raspberry Pi Pico interpreter, right, or you call it as a MicroPython, which we installed, and the interpreter, which is a Thonny IDE, which shows as a Raspberry Pi Pico. So if you look at the IDE, let me just share my screen. If you look at the IDE here at the bottom, you can see it's written as MicroPython Raspberry Pi Pico, right? So that is what you need to see. That's the exact configuration, because you are running the code, you are going to execute the code into your Pico, into your microcontroller, right? That's where the code will get executed, not on your laptop. So let's take a look what we are going to do. So basically, Thonny is now able to communicate with your Raspberry Pi Pico using REPL. It's called REPL, read eval print loop. It's called read eval print loop on the terminal, which basically allows you to type a Python script, a code, any kind of Python code from simple to complex, a MicroPython code, into the terminal, into the shell, and see the output. Terminal is nothing but this one, the bottom one is your terminal, right? This, which is written as shell, this is nothing but your terminal. It's the same way what you are used to seeing in Jetson Nano terminal, the Linux terminal, right? So that is what it is. Now, what we need to do is we need to type the command here and see, we can see how it is running directly. So whenever we type it here on the Windows machine using this terminal, when you are executing the code, that's basically getting executed into your Raspberry Pi code, not on your Windows machine. It's actually getting executed here. Okay, that's what is happening in this terminal. So let me show you how. Let's type a simple command called, say, print, and print, I'm going to print welcome to coding scientist, welcome to coding scientist. All right, and close the parenthesis. So in Python, basically, when you're printing anything, when you're sending a command to your microcontroller, this is what the statement you'll be using: print, open parenthesis, close parenthesis, and a single quote. You may also use a double quote, but you may not need a parenthesis. I'll come to you that I'll talk about that a little later, or you may watch my Python series in the previous one of the earlier series. So within that code, single code, you can put string, whatever the string you want to print. Welcome to coding scientist is my string, and you need to hit enter button on your keyboard, the enter button on your keyboard. This is what it is, right? So I'm going to hit enter, and you can see now Pico is talking to me back. The Pico microcontroller is sending the command back to me and saying that welcome to coding scientist. On the screen you can see welcome to coding scientist on the terminal, but the program is actually running into Pico. So guys, I hope you understand how the shell command and the terminal command works. So let's give a try once again. So in order to go back to this previous line of the code, you can use the arrow key like this, up and down arrow key. Okay, you can modify the same code. I will say, let's say Hello, my dear friends. Hope you are enjoying Pico. Okay, now come out of that parenthesis, hit enter. There you go, it's communicating, guys. The Pico is communicating in real time with you, right? The MicroPython code is working inside the Pico microcontroller. So that's all about it in this lesson. You may use the arrow key again, up arrow key. So this is the arrow key on your keyboard. You can go back to the previous code and modify this, or you can use the down key again, down arrow key, and you can write whatever the command you want. Print is a simple statement in MicroPython. So you can start using this, you can start playing around with this exercise. I will say goodbye for now. We'll come back to you soon in next video. Alright, single quote and close the parenthesis, hit enter. Goodbye for now. Welcome back. Sorry, we'll come back to you soon in the next video. Alright, guys, have fun. See you soon.